What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Converse16, and we are on the NBA 2K18. I made this video last year, and it blew up. I think it was one of the most liked videos and one of the most viewed videos I ever had. It was my 2017 playoff predictions video. So now I'm coming back at you guys with my 2018 playoff predictions video. If you guys could share this video and like the video and subscribe for everything that I have to see. As of right now, today, this is what I think it's going to be. Today is March 11th. I looked at the standings, and this is what they are as of right now. The standings as of today. But every team that you see in the position right now is where I think they're going to land. So I'm going to start over in the Eastern Conference with Toronto. I picked Toronto as my #1 seed. They are about 3 games ahead of the Celtics. They already clinched their playoff. Toronto's on an 8-game winning streak right now, and I do not think they. I don't think they're about to let up. They're doing very, very good. They play the Knicks in the very next game. I do think that'll be an easy win from them. They play them today, actually. I think that should be a really easy win for the Toronto Raptors, and I feel like they extend their streak to 9. But I have them at the #1 seed because I think they're the best all-around team as a #1 team, or as a #1 seed in the division. Yeah, you could put Boston at it, but I do not think Boston is going to have enough to kind of push themselves for the first seed. They've already clinched the first round bye. They don't really have, they're not going to, or they already clinched a playoff spot, so they're not going to try. I mean, I don't think they would try their asses off that bad for a first seed, but I know they're going to keep playing. So Toronto, #1 seed. And then like I said, I have Boston at #2. Boston, Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, all of them guys. Very young team that they can run with. They're at the 2nd seed this year. They're going to be very good next year. They're going to be very good after that. If they can keep that same core together, you should see Boston. Boston could be a potential #1 seed next year. Going into the 3rd seed, this is where I rank the Cavs, and actually the new and improved Cavs. Now, I only rank them in the 3rd seed because they're about 8 games behind Boston for the 2nd seed and 10.5 games behind Toronto for the 1st seed. So I do not think they are going to either get the 1st or 2nd. But the Cavs have been showing some life lately with Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, and J.R. Smith doing his thing. You already know LeBron is LeBron. He'll try to carry his team as much as he cares. LeBron does not care what seed he gets. He just wants to make the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to move on to the 4th seed, which I put as the Washington Wizards. As of right now, the Indiana Pacers are the 4th seed, but I think the Washington Wizards, without John Wall, are going to push for that 4th seed. And it doesn't really matter. 4 and 5 you don't really give a fuck because they face each other no matter what. But the higher seed is okay, I guess. I feel like when John Wall comes back, he's going to be a monster in the playoffs as long as he does not get hurt. I think he's playing in the playoffs. I'm not sure. But that is why I have Washington at my 4th seed. But then you go to #5, then you have the Indiana Pacers. Everybody thought the Indiana Pacers were going to be a bust, a washed team this season after getting rid of Paul George and doing that weird-ass trade with Victor Oladipo and Sabonis and Paul George. Everybody thought the Pacers were going to be ass. But then Victor Oladipo kind of he found himself, basically. He's like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to show out every game. Then Miles Turner was like, all right, I'm going to show out every game. So they've been going actually pretty bananas. Their record right now is 38-28, which is very good, which I think they will be able to snag up a 5th or 4th seed. Victor Oladipo is an all-star this year. He is very good. He's basically leading that team into the playoffs. But going on to my 6th seed, I have the 76ers going up against the Cavs. Now, I put the 76ers up against the Cavs because I think that would be the #1 watched playoff game. I know you have Toronto facing. I have Miami at 8. I'm gonna talk about that later, and then you have Boston against Milwaukee. But if you go Cavs versus 76ers, you have a very young 76ers team versus LeBron and his new and improved Cavs. You can't tell me that people wouldn't want to watch that playoff series. I think that playoff series would be very interesting with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, maybe Markelle shows up for the playoffs. Probably not, though. But I have 76ers at my 6th seed. They're so young. I thought they were going to do way better than what they're doing right now. But I'm glad that they're going to end up making the playoffs after all the times that all the troubles that 76ers fans have gone through. But going to my 7th seed, I have the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo coming in at the 7th seed, going up against Kyrie Irving in the first round. The Bucks are also a very young team. Malcolm Brogdon, I heard they signed Brandon Jennings to like a 10-day contract or something. But obviously, you have Giannis, who was actually going to evolve into probably an MVP next season. I mark my words, he could win MVP this season. But they also have Jabari Parker, and that whole team is just a very, very good all-around team. And I have them coming in at my 7th seed. And for my 8th seed, probably sneaking in for about 2 to 3 games, sneaking into the 8th seed will be the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade made his return to the Miami Heat, and he's actually helping them a lot. What are they on? They're on a 2-game winning streak ever since Dwayne Wade rejoined. But I feel like they're going to sneak in for that 8th seed. Hassan Whiteside, Dwayne Wade, and Adebayo, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think he's going to be a big factor in the playoffs. So we're going to move over to the other side. So we're going to go over to the Western Conference. So I think that this might come as a shocker to some people, but I have Houston as my number 1 seed. Houston as my number 1 seed because James Harden. James Harden, Clint Capella, and Chris Paul. Those 3 guys, when all 3 of them are playing, I think they've lost like 1 game out of a lot of games they've all played together. I'm pretty sure they've only lost 1 game. James Harden is probably going to win MVP this season. I'd be very shocked if he didn't. But I feel like they're locked for the number 1 seed. Right now, they're kind of stuck with the Warriors right now. They're only 1 game ahead of the Warriors. But I feel like Houston is going to get it done and get that number 1 seed. Now going on to the Warriors, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. You already know the drill. I feel like they're going to get the 2nd seed for the first time, and it feels like forever. But I feel like that team is going to make it pretty far into the playoffs, pretty deep. But I do not think that they're going to make it all the way. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to go through the whole playoffs in this video, or I'm just going to go through my predictions. But I probably will just go through my predictions. But 2nd seed Golden State Warriors, I have them there because I think Houston is a better all-around team. I feel like they play way better defense, and I think they have a better offense than the Warriors. If you can just lock down Steph Curry, I mean, everybody else is kind of going to crumble behind him. Maybe Kevin Durant kind of steps up, but hopefully, I feel like Golden State does not make the playoffs, or does not make the finals again. Going on to my 3rd seed, Portland Trailblazers. They are on a 9-game winning streak right now. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, all of them on that team, they are just doing everything they can to just keep that 3rd seed to themselves. I feel like they extended their streak to 9. The next team they play is actually against the Heat. That will be a game tomorrow. Hopefully they win that. I do want to see them win 10 games in a row. I think that would be very cool. But that is a very good team, and I have them coming in at my 3rd seed. So coming in at my 4 and 5, I have Minnesota outdoing the Oklahoma City Thunder for the 4 seed, and OKC staying at the 5 seed. Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose now. And that team is just stacked with talent. Andrew Wiggins, and I feel like they should have done way better than what they did this year. I feel like they should have did way better, but I do have them coming at my 4 seed, going up against Russell Westbrook, Carmelo, and Paul George and Steven Adams. I feel like that will be a very, very watched playoff series also. That's just 2 powerhouse teams going at each other. Most likely going up against Houston. But we're going to go to my 6th seed, which I have Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans. Even without Boogie Cousins, I feel like Anthony Davis is going to take over that team. They just got done with a win streak. I think they were at like 9 or something, and they lost. But I feel like they're going to sneak in for that 6th seed. Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis are going to try to take over that team. And maybe they go somewhere in the playoffs. But going to my 7th seed, I have the San Antonio Spurs with Pau Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge, Tony Parker, Patty Mills, all them old boys. A couple of them are going to be gone in the next couple of years, maybe 1 to 2 years. That team might end up falling apart. But I have them at my 7th seed right now, just because they don't have enough. Like, they don't have enough pieces. They have pieces, but they are so old. They have so many old players on that team. They need to do something with youth. Greg Popovich, the best coach in the league, basically, he needs to do something. But with my final seed, my 8th seed, I either had LA Clippers making the 8th seed, or I had the Nuggets making the 8th seed. And I decided to go with the Nuggets. As of right now, the Nuggets are 1 game behind the Clippers. I feel like the Clippers just aren't good enough. Like, I'm going to say it right now, they are not good enough to make it to the playoffs. The Nuggets, I feel like, have a very good young team that they can just kind of sneak into the playoffs with, that 8th seed. Now, they're not really going to go far just because they're facing Houston. They actually might end up getting swept. But just by making the playoffs, it kind of gives them their people a lot of confidence, you know. But I want you guys to just look at this. You guys can go over it by yourselves. You guys can comment down below what you guys think. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Please don't roast me if I messed anything up. But like I said, I am going by the standings of March 11th, which is when this video will probably go up. Yep, I want you guys to make sure to share this video as much as you can. I want you guys to make sure to like this video and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace.